Well, apparently I'm a giant shill whose opinions are bought and paid for by the companies I do gear demos for. And on top of all that, I don't know anything about dialing in Mark Series amplifiers. Let's talk about that. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Riffs and Responses. I haven't done one of these in probably about a year. And the reason for that is last year I was super busy washing tons of buildings and I was out of town for a while. And this series kind of fell off the radar. But since this year is it's freaking dead in my industry. It's slow as hell. I've never seen a year like this ever. In the 23 years that I've been in business, I've never been this slow. It's really odd. But because of that, I can do more content for you guys and enjoy doing more videos. So I'm going to focus more on the channel now that I've realized that this year is just going to suck for my business. So I might as well just put my efforts towards the channel, which I'd rather be doing anyways. So plan on seeing a Riffs and Responses episode every Monday. So in case you're wondering what Riffs and Responses is all about, it's basically viewer comments. So I read your questions and your comments, respond to them, give you the best information that I can, and then I play a couple riffs on a piece of gear. So it just spices it up a little bit. It gives you a little bit more than just me reading and responding to comments. So you get to hear an awesome amplifier or digital platform in between each little segment there, and I thought that would be a little more fun for you guys. So if you have any questions or comments that you want me to read and respond to on this series, go ahead and post that comment below in the comment section of this video, and I'll do my best to respond to as many as I can next week. Okay, so first question is from Rob2999. He asks, what kind of power amp and cab speaker would you use to play live with the Tonex, like for a jam or a small club? Thanks. Hey Rob, how you doing? Thanks so much for watching the channel and I appreciate your question. So basically what I would do is if it was just me, if I was to perform live with my Tonex, I would use it with my HX effects and I would go direct into the soundboard from that because it's just easier. I don't want to drag around a cab and another piece of gear like a power amp or something like that. And I use in-ears anyway, so I don't need a cab on stage. However, if you're someone who just has to have a power amp and cab, I totally understand that. So what I would recommend if I was in that situation is get the KSR PA50 power amp for your cab and get the Mesa 212 cab. I just think that's a great combination there for you. And the KSR PA50, the reason why I'm recommending it is because it's an all-tube 6L6 power amp which has resonance and presence control, but it also has the negative feedback knob, which really helps you shape your tone and get that little extra bite or maybe a little softer top end if you want as well. Now these are very affordable and they're about the size of a small loaf of bread. And they're pretty lightweight as well. And the tone that you're going to get out of the PA50 is going to be much better than what you're going to get out of a solid state power amp. It's going to be warmer and fuller and it's just going to sound a lot more natural. So it's going to take your digital signal and warm it up a little bit and give it that nice tube warmth and that size of sound that we all love from tube amps. I mean, solid state power amps could be a bit thin and anemic at times depending on which brand you get. So because of that, I just think the tube power amps are a much better way to go, especially if it's lightweight, small, and affordable. Now, if you have to go the solid state power amp route, I would suggest the Orange Pedal Baby or the ISP Stealth. Both of those sound a lot better than a lot of the other solid state power amps out there. Do not get the Seymour Duncan Power Stage. That thing clips and it's thin and anemic sounding. I hate that thing. Do not get one of those. Sorry, just keeping it real here because that's what you guys expect from me. So Rob, let me know what you get and how it works out for you. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you. And if you're looking to go the KSR route, just go to ksramps.com and click on their website and check out the PA50. I'm sure you're going to love it. All right, so this next question is from Caddy's Jam Cage. He says, hey man, curious. When you're testing amps out, are you going through IRs and listening through studio speakers as opposed to a guitar cab? Cheers. What's up, Caddy's Jam Cage? What's happening, man? Thanks so much for commenting on the video, and I appreciate your question. When I'm testing amps out, I always, well, I'll just say 99% of the time, I run them through a real cab and mics, and I listen through my in-ears here. These are the KZ-AS10s. There are 5 drivers in each speaker in my ear here, so I get a full spectrum of sound, and these sound amazing. And I use my Shure PSM 300 wireless system, so I'm listening to the the amp through a cab that's right behind me and is mic'd with a Royer 121 and an SM57 combined, and I listen to it that way. I'm not a big fan of demoing amps with impulse responses because I just think that you're, man, I'm trying to not sound like a jerk when I say this, but I don't think you're giving the audience the true sound of an amplifier. And as a reviewer, you're missing out on the feel. Like this cab's right behind me. I can hear and feel the thump. I can see the walls shaking down here. I mean, it's loud as hell down here. And I'm giving you a full experience with the amplifier because I'm using it in its natural environment through a real cab, and I'm giving you a mic'd cab, a real mic'd cab sound. So you're hearing, there's nothing digital, there's nothing fake going on here. It's all real. And I can also talk about how much low end the amplifier has and how much thump it has because I can feel it. It's right behind me. And I think I could just give you a better analysis of what I'm experiencing in the room when I do things the way that I do them. Now, do I occasionally play my amps through like the aux box or maybe some other form of, direct box or anything like that? Yeah, sometimes, but usually that's because I'm just doing it for a convenience thing, or I'm actually demoing the aux box or something, that I'm playing it through. Like a cab clone or whatever. I'm demoing that piece of gear to show you what that sounds like. But again, if I play my amps and demo amps and dial them in, most of the time I'm doing it through real cabs because I just feel like I can give you a more honest description and sound and feel of the amplifier when I do it that way. Now, to each their own. If there's other channels that want to do it all through just IRs, I mean, go ahead. But every time I see somebody demoing an amp, like, okay, I'm playing it through one of my IRs, I literally just go, next. Because most IRs are extremely sculpted and hollowed out, and they just sound like crap. I hate most of the impulse responses out there. You name the company, most likely I hate most of their IRs. I just think they sound like crap. And because of that, I'm not really hearing the amplifier the way that I need to. So when you just play it through a real cab and speakers and microphone combination, you're eliminating everything that could be misconstruing something about the amplifier. It's all real. So I hope that helps answer your question. All right, this next comment is from Riffs, and he says, how not to dial in a Mark IV. This is on my Mesa Mark IV Rev A versus Mark IV Rev B video. And I guess he just wanted to come in and tell me that I suck at dialing in Mark series amplifiers. Now the thing is when you put yourself out there on the internet and you make videos, you get a lot of great comments, but you do get your share of negative trolling comments as well. Now, when I first started doing this, it used to bug me, but now I just kind of laugh at it. It's like, whatever, dude. Usually it's just somebody that's not doing as well as you are in life, and they're just trying to score some points on you so they can feel good about themselves. I'm not saying that's what this dude's doing to me, but it might be. And some guys just want to sound like the smartest guy in the room, but really what ends up happening is they just sound like the biggest smartass in the room, you know? And maybe that's what's going on here. I don't know, but let's find out if I really know how to dial in Mark series amplifiers. Because, I mean, I got a JP Mark II C Plus here, and I've had a lot of experience with it. And I also have a Mark V 25 and have a lot of experience with that too. But let's, for the sake of this video, let's fire up the JP right now and let's see how horribly I dialed it in. Let's see what a crappy job I did. Yeah, that sounds like pure shit. I should probably sell this amp because I'm not worthy of having it at all. So check my community section sometime this week and you'll see me post a reverb link of selling this amplifier. Because, I mean, you know, I suck. I can't dial in Mark series amplifiers at all. I don't know anything about them. I mean, I don't even know why I bought this thing in the first place. You know, it's just being wasted on my shelf. I'm not worthy. Maybe I'll just quit YouTube altogether because I suck at dialing in amps. I probably don't know how to dial in any of these amps, you know? I mean, look, we all have different ways of dialing things in, right? So just because I don't dial in an amp the way that someone else dials it in, it doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm doing. And it doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing when I see how they dial in their amp. We all dial things in differently to our taste, our pickups, the way we like things to feel, the way we like things to sound. Also, the different cabs that we use and the different rooms that we're in. It all matters. So just because I didn't dial it in the way that this guy thought was best doesn't mean that I dialed it in wrong. I think the settings that I have on this amp are pretty normal. In fact, I've done a lot of research and saw a lot of John Petrucci's, pictures that he posted on Instagram and stuff like that, where he's like, hey, I'm in the studio or I'm backstage. Here's my settings for the night, or whatever. Here's my settings in the studio. And my settings are pretty much, I mean, I wouldn't say they're exactly the same, but they're damn close. So I guess if I don't know how to dial in a Mark series amp, I guess the church doesn't either. So, hey, John, if you're watching, maybe you should sell yours too. I mean, it just cracks me up when people make stupid statements like that. It really does. And again, I think most of the time they're just trying to troll and look like the funny guy in the room, and at the end of the day, they just look like dumbasses. So dumbass, I hope you enjoyed me responding to your stupid comment. Anyways, on to the next stupid comment that I got. Opinion obviously bought and paid for. This unit sounded like shit, and the tone would disappear faster than my Mark V 90 watt. That last part, I don't know what the hell you were talking about, but this is a comment that was on my Boss Katana Mark II Artist Edition video. And, well, just for everyone's information, I did not get paid to do that video. Motor City Guitar was kind enough to let me take that home and just do a demo for you guys, because I wanted to find out for myself. I've been hearing all this stuff about it, and I wanted to see if the hype was real, and I wanted to do something different on the channel for a change and just take a Boss Katana home and just kick the tires and dial it in raw without doing a bunch of research and digging into the manual and all that stuff, and just see what it'd be like. apparently a lot of people liked that video because it got a lot of views and people enjoyed it. So I didn't get paid for it. Boss didn't pay me. Motor City Guitar didn't pay me. In fact, if anything, I lost money on that video because I had to pay for the gas to take it back and forth to the store, and you know, I could have been doing other things, you know. So, but I'm happy to do that for you guys. But the thing is, people got to realize, like, just because we like something that might be a little bit controversial to some people, it doesn't mean that we're getting paid to like it. Well, I'll speak for myself. I'm sure there's channels that do that. I'm sure there's channels that just like everything. Everything's awesome all the time because they're lining their pockets with the money from these companies, and they're just, you know, towing the line for these companies. I don't do that. I'm independent. I own my own business. I don't need people to pay me for their opinions. Now, should I get paid for my time when I do reviews? Hell yes, I should. I mean, it takes a lot of time to come down here, set a piece of gear up, sound check it, dial it in, make sure everything works, and shoot the episode, edit the episode, and upload it and create a thumbnail. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into all that stuff. I mean, even an episode as simple as this is going to take me probably, I don't know, total of 2 hours to do, to set it up, shoot it, edit it, and upload it, and do the thumbnail. So, should I get paid for my time when I'm doing demos for people? Absolutely. But I should not be paid for my opinions, and they should not be bought and paid for, because my opinions are mine, and they are mine to give freely, and I will never, ever bow to anybody, no matter how much money they wave in front of me, like, just, you know, can you just sidestep this stuff and just talk about the good stuff? No, because my viewers are more important to me, and once I lose my credibility with them by lying to them all the time, what good am I to companies that want me to review their stuff anyways? Now I'm just a soundboard. I'm just a guy that's going to play it. No one values my opinion. They're just tuning in to go, well, I wonder what it sounds like. But then after a while, people will be like, well, how can we even trust that it really sounds like that? Maybe he's manipulating the sound and doing all this processing to it on his end to make it sound better or worse or whatever. So, like I said, once you lose your credibility with your audience, your channel's worthless. And I don't ever want to do that with you guys. So, I'm going to give you my honest opinions about things, and sometimes they're brutally honest, and I don't hold back, and I don't care. I get passionate about stuff, and I'm not going to apologize for that. So again, my opinions are not ever going to be bought and paid for by anyone. They are mine and mine alone, and I will give them as I see fit, and I'll be as passionate or soft about them as I choose to whenever I want, because that's what this channel is all about. And by the way, the Boss Katana Mark II Artist Edition is actually pretty damn good. I was surprised at how good it was. So, you know, I'll say it again. If you're looking for an affordable piece of gear, that's actually really good. And the thing is like, some people probably watch my channel and they can't believe that I'm saying like an affordable piece of gear is actually good, because in their mind it's like, well, how can an affordable piece of gear be good? We live in the golden age of guitar gear right now. I mean, there are so many inexpensive products coming out that are super good, and there, in my opinion, there's a lot of inexpensive products that are coming out now that are better than the overpriced expensive stuff that's out there. Now, I'm not saying all the expensive stuff is overpriced, but man, I'm telling you, there are some vastly overpriced products out there that don't live up to the price or the hype or anything, but they have all these fanboys running around touting how great they are because they spent too much. So now they're running around shouting from the rooftops how great they are so they can justify their purchase and fulfill their the desires of their ego. But really, I've played those pieces of gear, and you don't see them on my shelves for a reason, because I think they're overhyped, overpriced pieces of shit. You know, to be honest with you, you'll never see them on my shelves. So I like to stick with stuff that is, if it's going to be expensive, it's worth it. Like the Mesa Mark, the Diesel, you know, the Savage. I mean, just amps that are really expensive, but I'm telling you, they're worth it. The Rev, I mean, you know, all that stuff. I mean, I think that those amps are amazing and they live up to the hype. In fact, in some ways, they live beyond it. So, don't get caught up in just because something is affordable, it's a piece of crap. Like the Iconic, for instance. You know, oh, how good can it be? It's $8.99, and there was all that talk about it. And it's like, well, apparently it's pretty damn good. A lot of people like it. So again, just because I say something's good and it seems a little bit controversial, I'm telling you right now, you can trust that that opinion was not bought and paid for. But hey, nice try, dude. Try harder next time. All right, final question for this episode. This is from Joseph Russo. He says, Jarrod, how would you compare this awesome amplifier to the Engl Savage Mark II? And the amp he's referring to is the JP Mark II C+. When I did, what was that episode? 5 reasons to buy the Mesa Boogie JP2C. So, thank you for your question. I really appreciate that, and I'm glad you enjoyed the video, Joe. And I hope you enjoy my answer. So, I have both of them fired up right now, and I'm just going to do a quick comparison between them for you and just let you hear for yourself. Now, I think both of these amplifiers are amazing in their own right, but if you're an amp collector and you want to, you know, some guys are like, well, I don't know, I have a JP, I don't know if I should buy the Savage. I mean, is it really that different? Oh my God, it's very different. So if it was very similar to that, I'd say, nah, buy something else, because why buy a twin of what you already have, right? Now, the Engl Savage and the JP are vastly, vastly different, like I said. And if you're collecting amplifiers and you want different stuff that's equally good, you know, then yeah, I would definitely say that you should collect that amplifier as well if you have a JP, because it's different enough to where I think you would enjoy both of them very much. And depending on what you're feeling that day, you'll fire one up and not the other and enjoy it just as much. So with the Savage, you get 4 channels. You get a clean. Channel 2 is like a crunch channel, and channel 3 is that quirky one, and channel 4 is the money channel. Now, I have the contour switch on right now, so I'm going to play it back to back with the JP for you now, and then I'll turn the contour switch off, which gives it a little different top end, a little more edge, and then I'll do the same riff back to back with the JP again, just so you can get an idea. And again, this is channel 4 on the Savage and channel 2 on the JP. All right, so in that particular shootout, the JP is a little more focused and a tad bit brighter, and the Savage is it's just got a little more of a width to it, and it's the tone is just really rich. The gain structure is very rich with the contour switch engaged. It's kind of a mid-hump, you know, and it's a little darker, but man, does it sound good. It's just got this really huge sound, and it's really aggressive. And it's great for leads and rhythms, and it just has this brutal tone to it. And where, like I said, the JP is going to be a little more focused. So let's go ahead and disengage the contour now on the Savage, and now let's play them side by side. So I think in that particular shootout, the Savage is a little more aggressive and a little more on the metal side of things, where the Boogie is, again, it's just a more focused amplifier, but it just sounds incredible. I mean, you can't beat the JP Mark II C+. That is, in my opinion, the best amp that Mesa's ever built. I just think it's unbeatable when it comes to the Mesa amps, and it just sounds incredible. So if you own the JP already and you're thinking about getting the Savage because you know, you want something different, I would say go for it, because they are vastly different, again, from each other, but equally as good. So you're not stepping down by getting either one of these amps, depending on which one you already own. I just think they're a great addition to your collection. That's why they're on my shelves, because they deserve to be here. So I hope that helped you out. I mean, there's a billion other features I could talk about, but this episode is viewer comments. So I hope I at least helped you out a little bit on your quest to find out some knowledge about that amplifier. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'm happy to do this series again, and I've kind of missed doing this, and I'm going to do my best to get one out for you guys every Monday, and again, I'll be filming them on Saturdays for you. Today's Tuesday. I'm a little behind, but I'm shooting it on Tuesday to get it out for you guys this week, and I'll start regular schedule next week. And so again, please comment below on what you would like me to reply to next week, and I'll be looking through those comments and other comments that I get in my videos that I'll be you know, uploading this week, and videos that I did in the past. I get a lot of comments on those as well still. So I'll do a mixture of things next week. So, and if you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon link below. You can help me out there. I'd really appreciate it. $5, $10, whatever you want to give, I would greatly appreciate that. And if you own a Tonex pedal or Quad Cortex or a Kemper, there's a link below to take you to my website, tonewars.com, and I got all kinds of presets and profiles and captures and all kinds of stuff for you guys to get for any one of those products as well. Or if you're a Line 6 owner, go to Line 6's Marketplace. I actually have a page in there as well, and you can pick up some awesome presets for any one of their units as well. And one more thing, I'm also a Sweetwater affiliate now. They invited me to be part of their affiliate program, and I very much appreciate that. So there are a bunch of links below to all the gear that I use and my favorite gear and stuff like that. So if you see something in there you'd like to get, that's one way to support the channel as well. Just click on that affiliate link, takes you right to their site, and you can purchase that, and I get a little bit of a kickback from them, and it just keeps the lights on here and helps me to be encouraged to continue doing more videos for you. Well, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. And to all my Patreon supporters and subscribers, thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I either go live or come out with a new episode. Well, I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.